How come you can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Type yes in chat if you can hear me. Can you hear me? 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 What the hell happened to my microphone? I don't know. Okay, we back. Let's start it from the beginning then. I don't know why the hell my mic wasn't on. That is so weird and so odd that my mic wasn't on. That makes no damn sense. Okay, again, welcome back to the channel. This is Matt Garland, NMLS number 58700, better known as MG the Mortgage Guy. We are live and blessed. This is live. You're going to have things that happen. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. Okay? And then also go to mgbookstore.com. Y'all know the routine. Pick up the books, man. Pick up the books. Pick up the books. Third book coming soon. Look, this is when it's live, man. Hey, I'm working my own boards, man. This is somebody said my mic sounds nice. Check one. Yeah, some of y'all might be too young for that. Yeah, this is why you gotta do sound checks and everything prior to going live. That's something that Tukes has taught me, but today I decided to bypass that for whatever reason. But it is what it is, and we are here now. So welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Love y'all for being here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about mortgage trigger leads. Do you guys know what mortgage trigger leads are? Type yes or no in the chat if you know what trigger leads are. Type yes or no in chat if you know what a trigger lead is. And all my real estate professionals, as always, sound off in the comments. What's your name? Where you from? What markets are you servicing? Put it in the chat, please. So a lot of you haven't heard of trigger leads. It's very interesting. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever ran your credit with a mortgage lender and then literally the same day or within 24 hours, you're getting bombarded with phone calls from telemarketers from other lenders? And these phone calls are all day long for weeks at a time of people soliciting your business, your mortgage business, because they know that you just ran your credit with a lender. Has this happened to you before? Type yes or no in the chat if it has. And if it has, it's because your data was sold by the credit bureaus to a lead company or to a mortgage company as a trigger lead, right? Now, when they sell the information, they don't sell your social security number. They sell your name, phone number, and maybe what your credit score is. And us as lenders, we now know you're in the market to buy a home or to refinance. And we're going to call you and call you and call you and promise you the moon, stars, and the sun to try to steal the business from the original lender who ran your credit. This is called the trigger lead. Now, yes, Deron says, my current lender hit me saying, hey, we see you're looking for a loan. Yes. So this is a way, if you're looking to refinance, lenders, they'll have these trigger leads for their consumer base. And if you run your credit, they will know and they will reach out to you to try to steal the deal or keep the business. Now, how do you stop it? You can't. Yo, that's the unfortunate part. T. Smith, if I could answer that question, trust me, when I run my own credit, I would stop it too. But there's really no way around this because as a lender, we have to run your credit with the credit bureaus. It's crazy. It is the most ludicrous thing ever in life. Like, how the hell are you selling this information to make money? And then now, as a consumer, I am getting bombarded. Bombarded with foolishness and phone calls all day long, right? It's annoying. I hate it, and I don't like it. So let's go to the article. All right, let's go to the article. Let's read a little bit. Let me pull my. Oh man, what happened here? Ugh, this damn thing is doing the most right now. What the hell is going on with my system today? I'm gonna pull up this article in a second. Hold on one second, man. I don't know what the hell's going on today. A lot of foolishness is happening right now. Hair rents and gyms. Let me make sure. I don't know what the hell's going on. All right, let's go back to this. All right, here we go. Can y'all see my screen loud and clear? Type yes in chat or no. Type yes in chat if you can see my screen loud and clear. Let's talk about this. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's read this article, right? Now, this is something that let me make this a little bit bigger, pause, so that way you guys can see the article better. Let me put this on 200. Okay. So, a bipartisan coalition of U.S. senators have introduced legislation aimed at addressing the practice of mortgage trigger leads, sparking a renewed debate over their impact on consumers and the mortgage industry. The bill, designated as S.3502, seeks to amend the Fair Credit Reporting Act to restrict consumer reporting agencies from providing consumer reports under specific circumstances. Senator Jack Reed sponsors the bill, with Senator Bill Hagerty, one Democrat, one Republican, serving as co-sponsor. Mortgage trigger leads involve consumer credit reporting agencies sharing information about a hard credit pull, pause, being pulled for a mortgage application with other lenders. This practice often results in a barrage of phone calls to consumers as lenders compete for their business. The bill was introduced into the Senate and referred to the Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs for consideration. The MBA, the Mortgage Bankers Association, expressed support for the legislation, advocating for reforms to address trigger lead abuses. We will advocate for this important bipartisan Senate bill, along with protecting consumers from Abusive Mortgage Leads Act, H.R. 419, introduced earlier this year and led in the House by Reps John Rose and Richie Torres, to be passed into law as soon as possible, NBA President and CEO Bob said. Okay, while industry associations like the NBA and the National Association of Mortgage Brokers have voiced concerns about trigger leads, the debate centers on whether they are a widespread problem and how best to address them. Critics argue that trigger leads can lead to harassment and deceptive offers, which I agree, while proponents believe they offer consumers access to better mortgage deals, which is cap. And not 100% cap. Now, several bills have been proposed to regulate or ban trigger leads, with the Trigger Lead Abatement Act of 2023 and the Protecting Consumers from Abusive Mortgage Leads Act, introduced earlier this year. The first bill, according to GovTrack, has a 3% chance of passing, and the later bill was referred to committee in June, but has been sitting dormant. Meanwhile, concrete evidence on the extent of the issue remains elusive, as there is no centralized reciprocity for consumers to file trigger lead complaints. Agreed. How do you complain about this? Please let me know. So, long story short, I will put this article in here. This bill is sitting dormant, and it looks like it's going nowhere. Oh my God. It looks like it's going nowhere, which sucks. So I'm going to put the article in there. You guys can read it for yourself, right? And this is something that I don't I don't understand why it hasn't been passed yet, right? It doesn't make any sense to me. Now, a lot of you said in the comments that you have been harassed. What happened to the do not call list? I don't know because I'm on every do not call list and I still get calls. Like, I don't know. That's a good question. Does that shit even exist? The do not call list? I don't know. Good question. You know what I'm saying? So you said what? Freedom Mortgage. Are you considering a new home soon? Yeah. See how you can save at least $1,000 with buy or sell through Freedom Home Finance? Well, yeah. Look, look. You're gonna have all mortgage companies come out here and solicit you when you run your credit. This is when you have to like literally like be strong. Cause sometimes it's the bait and switch, it happens. People will say, I will offer you this, I will offer you that, and then the bait and switch happens. So I say all this to say, if you chose a mortgage lender, you chose them for a reason and purpose. And it's okay to shop around, but I'm just not a fan of people just calling me out of the blue that I have no clue who you are and you quote unquote offer me a better deal. Like, I'd rather personally go sit with people that I'm choosing versus than these damn telemarketers calling me because the bait and switch happens every day. Look, I was talking, and I'm not going to put my people business out there, but I was just talking to one of my partners just now who buying a crib. And I told them that the crib couldn't be done at the terms that he was looking for. The lender bold-faced lied to the guy, said I can get it done at these percentages, which I knew couldn't happen. And here we are almost 2 months later, they still haven't closed. And they pulled the bait and switch. And they basically are now offering the deal that I told them I could get him 6 to 8 weeks ago. Bait and switch. This happens every day, yo. And when you're dealing with trigger leads, in my professional opinion, a lot of these lenders are just looking to get the deal in and bait and switch you. It happens all the time. I've had customers leave me to go with other lenders, and then they wind up closing with a worse deal than what I originally had them in. This happens all the time. Now, there are situations where you could get a better deal. So I'm not going to say it's um, not possible to get a better deal from a lender who purchases trigger leads, but it's highly unlikely in most cases. In my and this is just me giving you my professional opinion. I don't like unsolicited phone calls. Don't call me. If I didn't send for you, don't call me unless you got a check for me, B. And if you ain't got no money for me, then why are you calling me? I don't know you, man. So, according to these articles that I've been reading all day about this trigger lead ban, this bill is sitting dormant. It's going nowhere. I wonder why. Like, for me, I don't understand why the hell, why the hell would they, why the hell would they do this? Why wouldn't you pass this bill? Like, everybody in this comments said has happened to them. So why wouldn't you pass this? I don't know. I just hope that it does get passed and it gets passed soon because it is very abusive in my opinion. In my opinion. So, if senators, House, whoever's going to pass this bill, whoever has to vote on this, if you're watching Rants and Gems, we want you to ban trigger leads. I hate them. I'm disgusted with them. And I hope you ban them. Now, for all my people out here who are going to shop for mortgages, be prepared for this. Be prepared for this. Now, one of the things that I started doing for myself is I started giving my phone a phone number that is basically like a dummy line. That helps me a lot. It's so anytime I go to like a department store or anything like that and they need my phone number, I give a dummy number or a dummy email that I never check. Because I don't want to get solicited. I don't want your text blast. I don't want your email blast. I don't want none of that. So I don't think you can stop it, but you can prevent it by doing certain things like this. And I tell my loan officer, look, here's the real number. This is the number you reach me at. You know what I'm saying? Real estate firm says I get like 10 calls a day. It's annoying. It's super annoying. Like, who wants to deal with this? It's probably the mortgage industry spending big money lobbying against this bill. No, Kendall, in the article, the National Association of Mortgage Brokers and the Mortgage Banker Association all agree with the bill. They want to ban it. So it's not them. They want to get rid of it. I want to get rid of it. Right? Unsolicited calls. They're the worst. Like, I don't want to speak to telemarketers. Like, I don't want to speak to telemarketers. I'm good on that. Like, I'm really good on that. No one wants to speak to telemarketers. Like, I didn't send for you, man. So why are you calling me? So that's my opinion. What's your thoughts? Right? Should they ban trigger leads or should they keep trigger leads? I'm personally with banning this, like I said, 1,000,001 times. I hate it. It's me personally. I don't know how you feel, how you real estate professionals out there feel. How do you feel about this? Because I know, look, and I'm going to keep it real with you. I used to buy trigger leads 10 years ago. They didn't really work. You call these people all day long and they got so many calls. You're like call number 80. Like, you're getting bombarded. By the time you speak to someone, they're already pissed off. So it's like a waste of money now, too, that I'm buying these fresh, they call them fresh trigger leads. Same day, 24 hours. Like, what? They're not exclusive. So it's like, why am I doing all of this? It's like, dang. Like, this sucks. You know? But that's my thoughts on the subject. I have nothing. Ban them. We got one ban them so far. But I agree with it. Ban them, ban them, ban them, ban them. Credit Karma sells leads too. Yeah, man. All these people are selling leads. This is how they're making extra money. I don't even pick up. If I don't have your number saved, you don't know me. That Joanne, it's a fact. I got so many missed calls and text messages, it's ridiculous. I ain't picking it up. So I agree with you. High tech. High tech Hap says ban it. So it seems like we're all in agreement with banning the trigger leads. Copy. All right, let's get on to another quick subject because I got to get the hell out of Dodge. It's almost 6 o'clock. I got to hit the gym and do other things tonight. But I wanted to come on here and talk about a few things. And I want to talk about last night's class. So if you come in to watch about the trigger leads, it's only the first 18 minutes, 19 minutes of the video, please. So if you want to watch my opinion on that, you can go back to that. the next 10 to 15 minutes is going to be about what I want to talk about. And right now, I want to talk about last night's class, week 1 of the Path to Home Ownership 2024 4-week masterclass. Yo, this class was High Tech Hap. You was on the call last night? Yo, this class, I'm not even going to hold y'all up. High Tech has said the masterclass was hot fire. This class was so incredible last night, y'all. Like, it was so incredible. We was on that thing for like 2.5 hours. It was incredible. We was on it, and I had a time constraint, so I couldn't do the last part of my lesson for week 1, so I'm gonna do it in week 2. But look, man, I'm telling y'all, if y'all not on this class, man, I don't know what to tell you, because this thing has so much information. It was absolutely incredible. T. Smith said, my first class with you, MG. Good job. Thanks. T. Smith, we didn't even scratch the surface yet, right? We didn't even scratch the surface, because come next week, I'm going to get busy. And T. Smith, I told y'all leading up to this class, when I do a class, I don't give you no fluff. Y'all think I get activated on this YouTube channel? Imagine behind the wall when I could really get emotion. Join the academy, y'all. I'm telling you, we got so much good things going on in the academy. It's what you need to join. Don't worry, Joanne. You're part of the academy, so the replay will probably be available tomorrow for you to watch it. It was a great class. Lots of information in week 1. And week 2 is going to be even better. Ebony, you was on a class last night? Shout out to Ebony Watson. She's always tapped in. I rock with Ebony. Yo, I can't wait till I have my networking event for InvestFest week for my elite members and my mentees. So it's going to be great. So the Pill Method channel. Okay, I think, what's your name, brother? It's nice to catch your program. One of your viewers called my company. They said they heard about me from your show. Thanks for being here. Well, I'll be honest with you on the Pill Method channel. First of all, nice to meet you. We didn't do like a whole thing about the pill method and everything like that. But I guess one of your students was on here complaining in the comments. So, this pill method, look, I definitely would love to have you on the show to explain what the pill method is. And when people complain about stuff, you always got to take things with a grain of salt. I've learned this. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what you got going on with this pill method. I'm gonna go check out your channel and see what you got going on. Don Daniel, nice to meet you, Don Daniel. Shoot me a DM or something on Instagram, MG the Mortgage Guy. Let's connect. Robert Richards says real estate agents suck. No, they don't. No, they don't. Not at all. Not at all. T. Smith says she's ready to learn. Let's go, T. Let's get to it. But yeah. Let's okay, you heard the show. Okay, great. Let's tap in then, Don Daniel. Let's tap in. I'm always interested to learn. Let's see what you said. I appreciate what you said. You know what, Don? What you doing right now, man? Let me get you on the show right now. Let me send you a link, man. Let me see if you want to come on here live right now. Why not? Come on, Don Daniel. I just put the link in the chat. Come on. Come on live. Come on live right now. This is impromptu. He said, I appreciate what you said about some people just don't follow directions, even though they pay for a program. Okay. I agree with that. Let's see. Let's see what you got going on, Don. Am I hitting any cities yet? Yeah, we definitely gonna hit some cities this year, for sure. Little MG Masterclass Mastermind tour coming. Stay tuned. I just put the link in the chat, Don. You want to come on? Come on, real quick. Let's see what you're talking about. Good real estate agents save time and bring money and bring value. That's a fact. Not all real estate agents are built alike. Not all real estate agents are built alike. And this is why I teach so much on my channel about the process and programs and things like that so you the consumer know how to vet out, right? It's very important. Very important. But a good agent is priceless. A good agent is priceless. All right, Don, reach out to me. Uh, shoot me a DM on Instagram, MG the Mortgage Guy, and we can set something up for sure. I definitely wouldn't mind having a conversation about the pill method and what you got going on over there. All right. So look, we've been on today's episode. I told you I was gonna be a quick episode because I got a time crunch. I gotta go do daddy daycare. And I gotta go. I got my dog now, so I gotta go tend to him, and I have to go to the gym because I didn't hit the gym this morning. So I got to hit the gym and get my workout on. All right. So again, join MG Mortgage Academy. We have week 2 of the masterclass next Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, I should say. All Academy members, you'll get the replay tomorrow for yesterday's class, which was phenomenal. Thank everybody who attended it. We had almost 1,000 people on there last night, and I'm pretty sure next week's class is going to be packed as well. Probably over 1,000 people going to be on next week's class. So make sure you guys go to MG Mortgage Academy. And again, this is a free masterclass as well. So if you go to I think in the community over here on YouTube, I posted the link for the free masterclass. I'm going to post it again in the community here on Instagram. I mean on YouTube, but on Instagram I'm gonna post. You can just DM me the word class, and I'll send you the link for the free class, and I'm gonna put it in the description of this video. All right. So that's all I got for y'all. Again, quick rants and gym session, real quick. We spoke about trigger leads, and today is Wednesday. I might get on again tomorrow. Oh, wait. Hold on. Don Daniel. Don Daniel has. Okay. Let's see. Let's add Don Daniel. Don Daniel. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm not in my studio. I'm actually in my home office, but um, I heard a little bit about what you're doing, and I heard your show on um, uh, how people use HELOCs. Good
Okay.
information.
Thank you,
Good
Don.
information.
I appreciate that, and this is our first time meeting. So pleasure meeting you, and yeah, I think you were saying in the comments that you heard that I was talking about the pill method on one of the shows, and there was someone that was in the comments. I can't remember her name, the young lady's name, but she was in the comments and she was saying how she felt like she was scammed by the pill method or the program. And I always, when I hear things like that, I always try to play devil's advocate because, again, I understand that even for myself, I've purchased things and I haven't used it. And I understand how the consumer is, especially when you're talking real estate and things of that nature. People throw
Hmm.
around the word scam, I think, very loosely in today's world. And I think it's not everything is a scam. And I always think there's 3 sides to every story, right? There's her side, your side, and somewhere around there's going to be the truth. So she didn't come on live like you came on live, but she was very vocal in the comments. And for me, I always say, and I'll tell you flat out, I never heard of the pill method until she brought it up, and people was educating me on the pill method, and it just sounds like it's a way to accelerate your mortgage debt paying it off, correct?
Well, it's a little more than that because what we do is we optimize interest savings. Most people focus on the debt. We focus on the cost of the debt. And if you know by prepaying even one amount of money, and if you can figure out how much interest you can save with that just one prepayment, you can optimize how much interest you save per dollar. And we have an AI system that does all of the math. And if you follow it, just like financial GPS, it will do exactly, it will take you, it will get you out of debt the cheapest way possible. So fast isn't always cheap, but cheap is always fast. I'll give you an example. I had a guy call me the other day, and he says, um, I paid off my car with an it was a Tesla. He paid it off. He took 40 grand out of the bank and paid off his car. And then the $700 he's no longer paying on the car, he's putting that on his mortgage every month, like the snowball method.
Mhm.
And I said, "Well, that's what the experts are teaching. Why are you calling me?" He says, "Well, I saw some of your videos on YouTube, and I'm wondering if if I'm doing it the wrong way." So I asked him, "When you paid off your car, how much interest did you save?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "Well, that's a problem because if all of your debt was 0% interest, is there any financial benefit to paying the loan off early?"
No.
He said, "No." I said, "Well, the reason why we pay loans off is to save interest then, and there's not a program out there that talks about the interest cost on these loans. And so you're paying off the wrong loan at the wrong time, paying more interest and staying in debt longer." So we did the math and figured out that he saved $7,000 in interest by paying off the car. He lives in Arizona, $700,000 mortgage, and at that time was 4%. If he had put that money on his house, he would have knocked off about 7 years and saved $80,000 in interest. So, what we've been told to do is anything you do to get out of debt, that's almost as good as any other thing you can do to get out of debt. But by paying off the car, he broke a cardinal rule. That is, what is your opportunity cost?
Hmm.
His opportunity cost was I take 40 grand out of my bank, and I buy $7,000 worth of interest savings when he could have bought $80,000 worth of interest savings with the same money. That's what we teach.
Now that I 1000% agree with, right? I think people are too fast, too in a hurry to say I'm debt free,
Yeah.
right? And I don't think people understand there's good debt and there's bad debt, right? And a lot of people subscribe to the Dave Ramsey method, which it works for some people, right? And I want to say this: different strokes for different folks, right? Like not every strategy is going to work for everyone. So this is not a bash on Dave Ramsey or anybody with their teaching. Like for me, I would never pay off a car. It just doesn't make no sense. Like, because I don't even want to keep the car for the rest of my life. So why would I pay it off to save a couple $100s a month? Like to me, I don't even want to finance a car. Like I'm going to lease it and do it in my business and, really play the game the way the game should be played. But that's just me personally. So I understand what you're saying about he used that money wrong and he could have saved more interest if he applied it to his mortgage. And this is my question for you, right?
Sure.
The young lady in the comments, she was saying that I think she paid like $8,000 for your program.
Yes.
And what I said to her flat out is like, look, if you wanted to accelerate and pay off your money faster, why didn't you just take the $8,000 and just pay it towards your mortgage? Right.
And I
So,
heard that.
like for me, and I'm trying to, and look, I haven't did a deep dive into your program. I don't know what your program offers. So, and I never try
Mhm.
to bash anybody who's an educator in a space because whatever you feel your program is worth is worth. But when I hear, okay, the program is designed to teach you how to pay your debt off faster, my whole way of thinking is, why not just pay it off with the money you're going to spend? It's like when I see people pay 30,000 or 50,000 for mentorship programs in real estate. So you could have bought a house in Cleveland, Ohio, if you wanted to buy real estate, right? So why pay for that? Just go buy a house. So
That's a great question.
so you tell me, like, why is the program, if you're teaching people how to pay down their debt, why is the program $8,000?
Okay, that's a very good question because we're not teaching people how to pay down their debt.
Okay. Okay.
What we're doing is we're helping them to actually understand how an amortization schedule actually works. I've talked to people I've been doing this for 18 years. And in 18 years, we have an A+ rating with Better Business Bureau and not one complaint on our Better Business Bureau, not one. And the reason why that is because our program is a lifetime program with customer service, 800 customer service, and they have it for the rest of their lives. So when a person has our program, it's an AI powered um, cloud-based computing program that you put all your information in, and we provide customer service and coaching for the rest of your life. And you can run mortgage after mortgage after mortgage through there. We have people who are paid off 4 houses on there, and they only paid us once back in, like, 2008. Plus, we guarantee your results. Back it up. I guarantee your results or you don't pay. If you follow the program, you will get the results, and we give it to you in writing that so everybody who comes on board with us gets a savings report, a detailed report of what we're going to do for you. If we don't do that, you get all your money back. And it's a lifetime guarantee, non-prorated. Non-prorated means if you have our program for 10 years, you've paid off 3 houses with our program, saved $400,000 in interest with our program, and then the program goes haywire and we can't fix it, you get all your money back.
Okay. So in this situation where the young lady was in here and she said she felt like it was a scam, et cetera, if she wanted to, she could have got her money back, basically.
If she wanted to, she could have got her money back if the program failed.
Keyword, if the program failed.
If the program fails, if you fail to use the program, you don't get your money back. You
Hmm.
see, it is written right there in the user agreement that if as long as you use the program, the guarantee is in force. Stop using the program, the guarantee is no longer in force. It only makes sense.
So with this program, again, I haven't seen the program. I'm just learning about this from the comments on the thing. This is my first time speaking to you. So I asking questions because I don't know, right?
Sure.
About your program. So,
Listen, you can ask them straight out. You're only going to get straight answers.
and I appreciate that. And again, for me, and I just want the people who watching this live or on a replay, this is I'm never here to bash anybody or
Mhm.
to try to degrade anybody or their business model, right?
Sure.
I'm just trying to have an understanding for myself. Now, with this program, it's AI based program, and it basically would show me if I was to join this program for $8,000, it would show me, okay, what is the fastest way for me to go from a 30-year to zero balance, basically, and save the maximum amount of interest on my loan, correct?
Well, actually, it is the average family has 13 different debts.
Okay.
We put all the debt in.
So it's like a debt consolidation tool.
Not at all. It
Okay.
is an interest cancellation tool. We
I
optimize
like your language.
we
Interest
we op,
cancellation tool. Okay.
yes, we optimize interest savings. So, people don't understand that if I take a certain amount of money and I do it in a certain month on a certain day of the month on a certain loan, I can break it down to where I can figure out how much interest I've saved per dollar. There's a point at which more is too much. Let me give you an example of that. We have a
Please.
client here in Huntsville, Alabama, and he's an engineer using the program beautifully. And he's making more money now than he was when he started using the program. He's now going to be able to pay off the last $263,000 on his mortgage in 3.5 years and only pay $16,000. You see, our program gives you a lot of data. And one piece of data that it gives you is not only how much interest you're going to save, but how much interest you have left to pay. We track all of that. So when I told him, you're paying off the house too fast and not paying enough interest, he said, what are you talking about? I thought that was the idea. I said, no. What the idea is to optimize interest savings. So it sounds like you want to be out of debt in 3.5 years. He says, yes. I said, well, tell the program you make $2,000 a month less and let it recalculate, like financial GPS, recalculating. All right. So he takes the $2,000 out and it tells him now you're going to be out of debt in 6.5 years. Sorry, you're going to be out of debt in 6.5 years, and you're now going to pay $20,000 in interest. Okay. And he says, well, how is that better? I'm going to pay more interest and I'm going to get out of debt. It's going to take me longer. I says, well, to get out of debt in 3.5 years, what would you have to do? He says, well, I have to put that $2,000 back into my budget. I said, okay, for 3.5 years. So that's 36 months plus 6 months. That's 42 months. 42 months times $2,000 a month going towards debt reduction. That's 84 grand just to save an additional $4,000 in interest. Is that how you want to spend your money? What do you think he said? He said, no. I said, I never thought about it that way. I said, there's a point at which more is too much. You're violating the law of diminished return. There's a point at which you have to stop paying extra on your loan because the reason why you're doing it is to save interest, no other reason. So it says, now, why do you want to pay off the house so early? He says, well, because I want to build a new house. I said, well, why don't you go ahead and build your new house now? It's only going to get more expensive later. He says, well, because I've got so much into this, I don't have the down payment. I said, yes, you do. Get a HELOC, which he did. He got his $70,000 to put down on his $700,000 home. It is now finished, but it was right after COVID. So there was some delays because of, the supply chain. So by the time they finished his house, the house next door sold for $900,000. Okay. And he put a renter in his other house, put everything into the program. Now he's going to pay off both houses in about 10 years. So the coaching is worth the price of admission. So I got another client who has several houses, a real estate investor, and she has 6 homes that are going to be paid off in about 6 years on our program. Okay, because we run all of it. Which one do you pay? Which one do you not pay? All of that. And she went out and bought a new car. And generally, my clients will come to me and say, listen, I'm getting ready to buy a new car. And she didn't do that. She says, she called me up and says, I need to cancel a coaching appointment. I said, why? She says, I got to go to Smith Infinity and pick up my new car. I says, new car? You didn't tell me you're getting a new car. She says, well, I didn't think I had to because they're giving me, I'm trading in my old car. I think they were giving her $38,000, and then she was going to write a check for let's see, 38 and 32. She's writing a check for 32, so 70 grand out the door. Okay, so it's just no payments, no nothing. I said, well, okay. I said, when are you going to pick up the car? She says, well, I'm picking up the car at 11 o'clock. I said, well, I'm going to cancel my appointments. Bring your computer down to Smith Infinity. You can look it up here in Huntsville, Alabama. And I'll meet you there. Oh, by the way, ask them if they'll write you a check for your car, buy your car instead of using it as a trade-in. She says, okay. So by the time we get there, they said, yes, we'll buy the car. I said, okay. Now bring up your program in the on the computer, and now tell the program you have an extra $38,000. And the program instantly recalculated everything, picked out one of the houses and says, put X amount of dollars on this house. And her interest savings came just about to $70,000 using that money. Okay. So now, and that's when I told her, I said, now take your money, your 32,000, take it back home, put it back into the investment you got it out of. All right. And then when you do that, we're going to finance this car for 84 months. You could have knocked her over with a feather. She said, 84 months. I don't finance anything, especially for 84 months. I said, well, you're not going to have it for 84 months. That's just the amortization schedule we're going to put into the program. So remember, she's going to pay off all of her houses in 6 years. When we put the car in, now she's going to be out of debt on the houses and the car in 6.5 years. What we discovered is the interest that she was trying to avoid because she was putting so much down. Then if you had just figured out putting the $38,000 on a loan, you are only going to save yourself about $6,000 in interest by paying cash. That's what you were avoiding. See, when we pay something off, when we pay for something, we have no idea how much the interest cost is when we are doing something. When I'm trying to choose, do I want to pay cash or do I want to finance it? But nobody talks about the interest cost of what your choices are going to be so that you can make a wise choice. Nobody. They learn that here.
Okay. Okay. I appreciate those explanations and those examples. So the program is just not really, from what I'm gathering, is not just about an AI tool that, first of all, is this AI proprietary system for your
Yes, it
company?
is. Yes.
Okay. So, okay. So that makes sense. It's not something that they can go find on their own. It's something
Oh,
that
no.
that you built from the ground up.
Right. You can't even go to our website and purchase it. Everybody needs to get vetted. Everybody is vetted. If you went to my website now, there is no shopping cart to buy this program because we guarantee the results
Mm. If you follow the system.
if you follow the system.
Okay. So you got the proprietary AI system
Yep.
that me as a member of your program gets access to, and I'm assuming it's asking my life story, and I'm putting in
Yes.
my life story as far as my debt is concerned, my
Yes.
income, my surplus, and then the system basically reads out and tells me if you make X, Y, and Z amount of extra principal payments towards X, Y, and Z debt, you can save X, Y, and Z amount of money in interest and pay this debt off in X, Y, and Z amount of time.
That's the beautiful part. You just described a spreadsheet.
Basically, that's
That's
how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and that's not who we are. We're not a spreadsheet. So
Okay.
let me break it down to you what we do. Okay.
Okay.
Most people I talk to are not aware of how much money they make, let alone how much money they're spending. We ask people all the time, how much money do you make? They got to go look it up. And they're not tracking their expenditures. So the program tracks the expenditure. So you put how much money are you making and how much money are you spending? So we have to itemize the entire budget in this program.
Mm.
Even your even your lifestyle budget. Now, I live in Huntsville, Alabama. Dave Ramsey's office is an hour and a half away from me. Okay. So he's saying, take all your extra money and throw it at the debt. And we're saying that if you have a lifestyle budget, don't tell your family you can't afford to go out anywhere. Don't tell your family, don't tell your kids you can't do something because you're trying to pay off the debt. You're trying to create memories. So put a lifestyle budget into play and pay the rest of your bills so you can live well and get out of debt by telling the program this is how much we spend on the family. Then pay off your bills. And then the program knows, does the simple math, how much money is left over after you've done all this. When the program sees you have money in your checking account you don't need for anything else, it says, put that money over here in savings, in your savings account. And then when it has enough money in it, and it could take 2, 3, even 4 months to save up the right amount of money. Because what we're doing is we're finding the least amount of money to put on the right debt to kill the maximum interest per dollar. It is never the most amount of money. It's always the least. That's leveraging. What is the least amount of effort I can put into something to get the greatest benefit? Not the other way around. So the program is saying, once we get to that point, take X amount of dollars to the penny out of your savings account and put it on this debt in this month on this day. And it'll calculate your interest savings for that one payment. If you put even $2 more on it, the amount of interest you save per dollar goes down, not up.
Interesting. Very
And
interesting.
I'd be willing, since you're doing all of this for for your audience, I'd be willing to let you share one of our programs, test it out. You can even do it live and tell everybody whether it works or not, and either expose it or tell everybody it works.
Well, I'm not in an exposing business. That's
That's right. You're not Cat Williams. Okay.
yeah. I'm not in the I'm not in that business of exposing people and calling people out and telling people that things are scams. That's not my line of business. My line of business is I'm the mortgage guy. I'm teaching you how to get funding for your deals, et cetera, current events,
Mhm.
mindset, entrepreneurship. That's what I do, right? Now, I definitely
Right.
would take you up on the offer of reviewing the program. Because, look, man, I mean, people going to watch this. They're going to have their own opinions. I'm pretty sure other people going to come in the comments and say good, bad, and ugly. That's just the world that we live in. Everybody has an opinion, but I just live by the lifestyle of there's always three sides to the story. And that's why when you came in the comments today, and again, let me repeat, we just met. It's the first time I've ever heard of you, saw you, spoke to you ever in my life. So this is not an endorsement for the program. This is just, hey,
Sure.
you was in the comments. Someone else was in the comments last week talking about it. So hey, why not? Come on, let's talk about it because it was interesting from how her perspective was. But now you kind of broke it down in a completely different way where, okay, I can understand that again, it's not a spreadsheet because my trainer
Nope.
thought when she's telling me this and telling the whole audience, yo, you could just put this in a spreadsheet and figure out and put your $8,000 towards your debt and call it a day, right?
Spreadsheets are free.
And spreadsheets are free. And and you say you watched the show. You heard I said that, right?
You did say that.
But what you're coming on here and saying is like, no, my program is not a spreadsheet. It's an AI proprietary tool. And it's not just about paying off your mortgage. It's about saving the most interest and also with a collaboration of also paying down the debt at the same time, but showing you where to put the money pretty much on a month-to-month basis and kind of
Right.
giving you like a playbook, so to speak. That's
Right.
a
And we're not putting extra money on debt every month. that's a recipe for disaster, especially when those people tell you, well, how much do you want to put on your debt every month? You say, oh, 500, $600. I want to put extra on the debt. Well, this month, life starts lifing, and you got to fly everybody across country to say goodbye to Aunt Martha. We ain't putting that $500 on the mortgage that month. Okay. So what you need is a program that says that's a dynamic program that says, well, how much did you spend on gasoline this month? How much did you spend on food this month? How much did you spend on Christmas? Okay. And anything that's left over, we're going to use that and optimize every dollar to kill the maximum amount of interest. And if you have time, I've got a online amortization calculator. I'll show you exactly what we teach as the basics of what happens when you prepay principal.
You want to share your screen or something?
Yes, I've got it done there. So you should be able to see it. This the second screen here.
No, I can't see it.
Okay, I'm sharing it.
No, you know what? It won't let
What?
you. It won't let you.
Oh,
Yeah, it won't let you share because we're not on like
gotcha.
a Zoom call or something like that. So
All
how
right.
about we do this, right? Because
Yeah.
this sounds interesting, and this sounds like something that I definitely would want to learn more about, because I have a lot of good debt,
Yeah.
and hey, if you can save money on interest, then why not, right?
Hmm.
So I would say, look, let's do this. Let's are you on Instagram?
I am.
Okay, so
If you
shoot me.
put pill method in, search it. Birth control is on page 2. Okay, that's how long we've been out there.
All right, so let me put this in. Pill method.
That's correct.
Pill method. So let me go. Oh no, it's a pillow. What the hell? Pill. Let me go this. So pill method. Okay. Accounts. Oh, okay. The pill method international.
Yes.
All right. So Matt, I just sent you a DM right now. Let's definitely
Great.
let's connect offline. And what I would
Okay.
like to do is, kind of go through the program. Maybe me and you set up a Zoom.
Yes.
Just me and you. Let's go through the program, and let's see how this program could really benefit and help.
I'd be glad to. Some of
Yes.
the people that have used our program, um, are you familiar with the group Take Six?
Yes.
2 members of Take Six use my program. Are you familiar with, E.T., the hip hop preacher?
Absolutely.
E Eric Thomas. Well, I have him on video saying how he loves the program and what his wife thinks about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. ET is my guy. I rock with ET. So
Okay.
um,
I'll send you that video when we're offline here.
yeah, definitely. Let's definitely connect offline. Let's, me and you do a one-on-one Zoom because I definitely would love to learn more about this pill method. And if it's something that I think that I can stand behind, I definitely will have no problem with having you come back onto the channel or come into my community and speak about it, to my community members. Because look, I'm all about providing resources for my audience, and this will
I
give me time
appreciate
to research as well on my end. But I'm always willing to learn. And again, I always believe there's always three sides to every story. So when I hear certain things that go out in the internet atmosphere, I don't take it. I take it all with a grain of salt because I
it.
know
Mhm.
it's just one side of the story. But I
Yep.
definitely appreciate you coming on today. I know this was super random. I wasn't expecting this. I was trying to log the hell off, and then here you come ringing in. I'm like, okay, let's go have a conversation then, right? But it was definitely a good conversation, and definitely a pleasure to meeting you. But let's definitely talk offline, and I would definitely love to see the program and the ins and outs and how everything works.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you as well, and I appreciated your even-handed comments about, about that and, not, making any judgments, and, the fact is I believe it was because of your comments that one of your viewers actually called the office and wanted to know more about it. I did not, and they didn't mention it was it. They said they heard about the pill method on your show, but they didn't say that it was anything negative. They came in and wanted good info, and we gave them good information. They started watching my videos on YouTube and then gave us a call. They appreciated what they heard. So, you know what they say, there's no bad publicity.
There's definitely no bad publicity. I agree with that. All publicity can be good if you know how to make it work. But I'm not in the business of condemning or shaming anyone, um, especially another black person. I'm just not going to do that off top. I will give the benefit of the doubt. And again, there's always three sides to every story in life. And I've been in this business for over 20 years. So I've heard all types of stories in my life. So I always try to take everything with a grain of salt. And again, I'm not in that business of exposing people or talking bad. It's just, look, we are adults. We can have
Yes.
an intelligent conversation, and I can respectfully disagree with someone without it going to the next level. You know, we're all adults, we're all men and women, we all bleed the same color. And ultimately, my job, what I feel as my responsibility of having my own platform is to try to be as unbiased as possible when things arise, and try to look at things from all angles and give people an opportunity. If they want to come on and talk, come on and talk, because we're all adults.
Right.
If the young lady, she's watching us again, look, if you feel like it doesn't work and you followed the system and it didn't work, you have a lifetime refund. Like, you can get your money back, right? But
Right. If somebody has a complaint, then they have to give us an opportunity to fix it. And if you don't give us that opportunity, then there's nothing we can do. But once we get that opportunity, they will show you that the program either works or it doesn't work. And in 18 years, it has never not worked.
hmm, hmm. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. Don, it was a pleasure, absolute pleasure, speaking with you. And we'll definitely, I sent you a DM, so we'll definitely connect offline. I'm gonna follow you right now, so that way you can actually see my messages. And
And I'll
we,
see you, and I'll send you my personal cell phone number.
absolutely, I'll shoot you a text, and we'll connect.
Sounds good.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you, and appreciate your audience. Thank you to the
Too.
audience.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right. All right, y'all. That was good. What's your thoughts? Put them in the comments. I need to do a live talk on the next live MG. I have a crazy testimony. Who's the testimony for? Is it about me or somebody else? Because I ain't about giving everybody free publicity. Like, let's call a spade a spade. What I just did, I don't do unless a check is being paid. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's called advertising and marketing. You could be a sponsor of the show. You can be a sponsor of the show. You know? So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There you had it. So we've been on this for an hour. We spoke about a lot of different things. JH2, shoot me a DM about your testimony, and we can have a conversation about that at a later time. And let's see. And if it's a testimony about me, I'm in a 10-week. Wait, hold on. What you said? I'm a 10-week curriculum student of yours, and yes, it's about you and your gyms that helped me close in Jacksonville. Man, JH, I might have to get you on here right now, JH. Or matter of fact, nah, I can't get on right now. It's 6:30. Hit me up, JH. We definitely want this testimony. Shoot me a DM. MG the mortgage guy. Let's talk. And let me get you on here, man. Mrs. R&B laughing. Hey, look, we gotta get. Y'all want to hear it? You know what? Fuck it. JH, come on right now. You got. I'm gonna put the link in the comments. Let's just do it right now. It's no better time than the present. Come on, JH. Come on in. Come on in right now. I'll just put the link in the chat. Come on. Let's go, JH. Let's hear it. This is turning out to be a very interesting live, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to miss the gym. Nah, I'm still going to go to the gym. Deron Johnson, are you part of the academy? All right. Let's add you on. What's up? What's up, my brother?
We here.
What's going on, bro? What's your name? Where you from?
I'm Jai, J-I-E. The last time we talked, I was in your 10-week curriculum. I was in Tanzania in East Africa.
My man, what's up, my brother? I remember you.
Yeah.
What's going on with you, bro?
Yeah. I'm celebrating, man. We closed November 2023. I broke the curse. First generation, man.
First generational homeowner.
Yeah. Yep.
I love that.
Yeah.
First generation.
But the process.
Go ahead.
The process was crazy. When they talk about what's harder, dating or buying a house, is definitely buying a house. I gotta say buying a house.
Really?
Yeah.
So talk to us. Tell us you here. The floor is yours.
Okay. So I returned back to the United States in June. We had been house shopping, as you know, because we was talking to you. We was in your curriculum. We had been house shopping, but we was looking at pre-existing inventory. After a while, I started to see houses in Jacksonville, new constructions popping up for $250 and less. And I thought that shit was odd. I'm like, okay, that's kind of odd. But when we went to the sites to look at these houses, they were actual new builds. They was about 1,700 square feet. But they just had the framing. So we just kept going. We finally put in 3 offers on some houses that were pre-existing that were just renovated. And then we finally received another notification through, I think it was Zillow when we received that notification about this house. Yeah, we received a notification from Zillow, and it was about a house that had been listed at $300,000, and we waited it out about maybe 2 weeks, and it came down to $280. Once it hit $280, we said, you know what, we need to go see. We need to jump over because the other offers they were a little janky. The sellers were janky, so if they weren't moving, we moved on. At first we was working with a nurse next door. Then we got off that. We ended up getting with Rocket Mortgage and going through FHA. So FHA gave us, and Rocket Mortgage was more expedient. It was just more organized. And we ended up putting this offer in on this property that I'm in right now for, what was it? We did for $245, and we asked for 5,000 concessions, right? So $245, 5,000 concessions. The realtor, this is when it get crazy. The realtor we worked with represented us and the seller. That's the start of the mess. Represented us and the seller. So we put in the offer. He said he was going to advocate for us. It was 2 more offers that was better than ours because they didn't ask for concessions. But these were corporate buyers. They was institutions. They wasn't actual, there were people, but like 2 persons trying to, just buy real estate and invest. This was actual institution who had a portfolio. They just in Jacksonville buying up everything. So he advocated for us. Our offer was accepted. The concessions was accepted.
What you said? You said the offer was accepted, and what happened? Now I hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
I said the offer was accepted, and we went through the process. We got the house. We got to the point where the house needed to be appraised.
Okay.
Our realtor, because he had I guess a friendship relationship with this seller, he went and told the seller what the house appraised for.
How much did it appraise for?
We bought it and closed on it at 240. It appraised for 285.
Nice.
Now, one thing that we found out, because this is a new construction, this is when I got to educate, because I took that Jim, you said, like, if a contractor is doing something you want to learn from, that's the only way you're going to hire him. The permits on this new construction wasn't closed on this house, and permits wasn't pulled on certain things.
Damn.
So we learned. I got the education about something called a right of way. Like when you have a new construction, you driveway, and you got to get the right of way. That wasn't pulled. That wasn't closed. The plumbing on this house. The plumbing originally wasn't connected to the city. So this seller was good. And look, MG, we in the middle of closing. Like I'm telling you, all of our ducks is in a row. We waiting on the seller. The seller, one, this was a private build. See, this is what I'm talking about, all this education. One, it was a private build. Two, the inspector was private. That the city never came out and did anything and gave any approvals yet. This was all private.
Damn.
When we got to the end and they needed to submit the HUD 203B form, they couldn't even find it. We spent weeks, 3 weeks, talking to the city of Jacksonville, doing this, doing things that, because I kept reading that closing is a joyous process where it wasn't for us. We hustling, we on the phones, we talking to this inspector, that inspector, this department of city of Jacksonville, that department, getting people to come out here and get these permits closed, because our mortgage closing disclosure, it was only good until November 27th, and November 27th was the exact day we actually sat down at the closing table. That's how close we was to losing our mortgage and having to start over again.
Damn. What a story.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
So my question to you, bro, is this. Someone out here who's buying new construction, what are 3 things or 3 pieces of advice that you can give someone out here that's in the same situation, buying new construction homes, so that way they don't go through what you went through?
One, the self-education is the most important. Knowing your market as well or better than whoever you're going to have partnering with you to close your deal. Because the reason we had to switch from the nursing, what was the name of the program, baby? Nurse Next Door, is because that realtor she was just she didn't advocate and fight for us. So you got to have somebody that really is going to go to bat for you with the information that you know as well. Like y'all both have to be on the same page, and you always preach that, but I actually I experienced it real time. That's number one. So knowing your market like the back of your hand, because I know this market. I had told you last time that I knew this market. It's just about when it come down to working with somebody, that's when you meet the inefficiencies and you meet those adversities, because it got to be in your spirit. Like I can't make you have the willfulness to negotiate, to do this, to do that. She was trying to be friends, with the seller's agent instead of actually representing us, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's number one. Number two is understand. You have to understand your local municipality codes, and you have to have a great, when I say great inspector, because they was trying to sell us this house without connected plumbing, without gutters, fully surrounded around the entire property, with a screen door that didn't have like the locking mechanism system, like the sliding doors. Don't get me wrong, it looks nice. It looks real fancy on the outside, but it's what's going on the inside that matters. Learning the little things, like air blow tests. Like we had no idea. You know, I never heard of these things. An air blow test, like those things, making sure that the insulation is in, like all those minute things. Just doing that research and making sure that the property meets city code, and understanding the difference between city and private, because it's two different things. You can have a city inspector, but you can also have private inspectors, and you have to work with both. Nothing can be done without the city. The city has to give that final closing on permits, and you have to get that what they call it, the right of occupancy. The right of occupancy. We almost didn't get that.
You need your CO, the certificate of occupancy, for sure.
You need that. You need that. You need that. So but knowing that information, because we didn't know that information, because I wasn't focused on new construction. This was just a blessing. Like we ended up purchasing a home lower for what it appraised for. So we have, you know, after a year, you know, after this year, we gonna have some equity to play with, and we might have some now. I haven't. That's what I need to pay for mentorship with you for the next, because I want to do the next play, which is getting into the equity side of things, because I see the interest rates falling, and that's a whole nother thing. I'm gonna say that for later. But yes, knowing that information, and then the last thing I would say is being diligent, because there are things you may have to do as a buyer that's abnormal. So just remaining diligent, being diligent. Don't let the process fall by the wayside, or don't be so reliant on your realtor or on anybody that the seller has representing doing things to where you become negligent. Because I was here. I came to every time they was removing pavers or laying cement, I showed up. I watched those contractors. I was here every morning, 3-4 weeks straight. I'm here. I'm showing up when my realtor say he was. I'm beating them here. I'm making sure he's showing up and talking to these contractors and doing these things. Another crazy thing is my realtor invited us out for dinner to the Brazilian steakhouse. He set a play on us, and this was crazy. We go to the Brazilian steakhouse with him and his wife, because, you know, he wanted to say, like, sorry for the process taking so long and for the seller being, you know, negligent and dragging his feet. So we go. We sit down in the restaurant, but the hood in me is saying this is a play. I said, I bet you the seller is going to show up to this restaurant, because he knew the staff. Like, it was too good. But I'm peeping the signs. I look in the back corner. It's two guys sitting at a table in the back corner, and he keep looking, but I'm watching, I'm reading them. They finally get up, they come by, they greet him. And so when they walk off, I asked him, I said, oh, who is that? Like, that's the owner of the Brazilian steak. He kept talking about he knew the owner of the Brazilian steak. He said, no, that's the seller. I said, oh, man.
Crazy.
He set the play up.
He ran play.
He set us up. And knowing what we currently got conflict in this process. You know we don't like the seller and how he moving. Yeah. And you gonna bring us to this restaurant and have him see us face to face. So we actually saw the seller face to face. We didn't talk, but what was understood ain't got to be explained. He knew it was us, and we knew that was him.
Yeah, very uncomfortable, very very awkward.
Very awkward. Very awkward. Because he was dragging his feet, and he seemed like he didn't want to sell this house. Then he had a private party handling the paperwork and the business. When it came to the building of this property, the original constructor, the original contractor, actually took the money, the initial deposit to build this property, and ran off. And they had to go get a second contracting company. But that first contractor that ran off, he had the original permit for what was it for the construction and just the original permit work and original documentation that we had to submit to Rocket Mortgage. So Rocket Mortgage looking at us like, what the hell going on? And we scrambled. And the realtor, he talking to the seller's sister. He knew this guy, and he kept playing it like they wasn't friends, like they wasn't homies. But some I can read them. I'm like, this got to be your homie, because anytime we needed something, it magically appeared. The HUD 203B form magically appears. The permits magically appears, or magically gets closed. Like, it was just a lot of funny stuff. But that's why I was talking about being diligent and not letting it fall by the wayside, or being too reliant on who you're working with as a realtor.
Man, I love all the information that this was definitely worth me extending out my shit, because you gave a lot of information in a short period of time, man. This was great. I'm happy everything worked out for you. Congratulations.
First generation.
First generation.
Big Jim energy.
Yes.
Big Jim energy.
Big Jim energy. I like that.
Big Jim energy.
Yo,
we here. I never did this in my life.
Everybody throw some gems in the comment for our brother right here, man. Big
Jim energy.
I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna start using that one right there, yo. I love that.
Yeah, I got all my paperwork. I'm framing my deed. I got my survey map. Like, it's just every day. It's surreal. Like, I'm on the county. The website I used to be obsessed over. Like, damn, one day I'm gonna get on this website. One day I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna go type in my real estate number and my parcel number, and my name gonna be there. And I was there.
Wow.
Now I was there.
I look it up. Feeling.
It's a crazy feeling. It's surreal. Like, the money I'm paying each month is now going towards my pocket, and then it's like the timing is just like divinity. It's like, man, God's divine timing. I bought a house. What's that? Fourth quarter, and now we're going into this next year, and the interest rate's falling. I'm locked in at 7.25, and now they falling, and they projected to go down to about 6.5%, maybe 6.3%. I could refi in them. It's crazy. I can do everything I sit here and watch you talk about and preach about.
I love it. I love this. Look, brother, I love this for you and your family. This is Big Jim energy, as you have.
Big Jim energy.
Big Jim energy. This was a great story. I love these home buying experiences. I used to do this like 4 years ago when I first came online. I used to have folks like yourself just come on and just talk your shit. You just inspired me to want to bring that series back. The home buying experience, like the investing experience. Like, I want to hear from you guys, man. So thank you for that inspiration, because this was a great testimony, and people need to hear it, right? Because I can sit here all day long and talk about things, but you're out here active. I want to hear from you guys, because that's how we all learn, and we all get information, and we can take things from it and help us along our journey, man. So I appreciate you.
That 10-week changed everything. Take a course, man. Invest in that.
Let's talk about the 10-week course. How did being a part of the Mortgage Academy help you with this whole transition? Let's talk about that real quick before we sign off.
It gave me real world experience. Like, I know in order to have real world experience, you have to get out there and do it. But it's great to have a foundation when you're going to execute on something you've never done before, or when you're trying to break a curse, or meet and reach a major goal. Like, this is a life goal. It's so much stress off my mental. It's just so much, because I'm a married man and everything. So it's like not having a purchased home, and you in a marriage, and your wife looking at you, you getting up every day, you doing your due, but y'all don't own nothing. You getting older, your wife getting older, like, that weighs on you, and that's in your conscience every day. But now that's over. Now it's time to go to the next level. So it's about the foundation. Like, you get a great foundation to build upon and to execute with when you take any course. It ain't just a 10-week, any course. Because it's cohesive. It's not 3,000, 50,000 people. And this is not like a symposium. This is a cohesive classroom. Even though it's virtual, it's still cohesive. And then you get to connect with people, but you get information that you wouldn't get at a seminar, technically. You get real ground information, and that's what you need.
That's a fact. Ain't no fluff over here. Ain't no motivation in the academy. Like
Nah.
you get that accidentally. I'm giving you information.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Pure.
we here. I'm here to help people get to the closing table. Whether you use my mortgage company or not, it doesn't matter to me. The whole name of the
Yeah.
game is behind my wall, my academy wall. You come to any of my classes, you're going to get
Yeah.
information and you're going to learn
Yeah.
something. Even the most
Carmela, come here.
experienced people, even the most experienced people, they come in these classes like, damn,
Huh.
I learned like 3 or 4 things that I didn't know, man. I appreciate you. So I
Yep.
appreciate you coming on here today, coming on live and sharing your testimony with the people. And definitely congratulations to you and your wife, man. This is a big step and it's one down and a lot more to go. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for sharing your story today.
All right. Thank y'all.
All right, bro. Have a good one. Big Jim Energy. Drop some gems in the comment for Jay, man. Shout out to him and his wife for closing on their first property. This has been a very long rants and gems, almost 90 minutes. When I wanted to be on here for 20, but it usually happens like that. You know what I'm saying? It usually happens like that. Like he was cooking, baby. He was cooking over there. So I'm really proud of him. He's part of the academy. He's taking courses. He's getting the information. And this is why I tell all you guys, man, join MG Mortgage Academy. It's the most affordable real estate program that's out there. Right now, it's only $99 annually. Go to mgmortgageacademy.com. My academy members, I don't sit here and talk about my quote unquote success stories and all this other good stuff like a lot of different people do. The people know. All right. The people know. So I'm trying to tell you, man, join the academy. You're going to do nothing but win. So go to mgmortgageacademy.com today. Sign up. Go to mgbookstore.com. Pick up the books. Join. Okay? And join the elite membership because it's about to be over for the elite membership anyway. Oh, and all my elite members and my mentees, we got a call on Friday. I'm going to send y'all the link tomorrow. We got a special call on Friday. We're going to have a call every Friday. If you was on the call on the class last night, you would have heard that. But just in case you didn't know, all my elite members and mentees, every Friday, we're going to have a call during lunchtime. And we're going to talk about everything we need to talk about. All right? So join the academy, mgmortgageacademy.com today. Become an elite member because it's expiring on January 31st. All right? That's all I got for y'all. I'm out of here. I'll probably see y'all tomorrow. Matt Garland, NMLS number 58700, but I'm better known as MC the Mortgage Guy. Peace.